It is our practice to have current members of the Hall of Fame introduce the newest members. So to start us off, please welcome a good friend to many of us here in the room who was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2013, Ms. Susan Irwin. Susan?
Good evening. I'm delighted to be introducing our first honoree who is marking her 10th anniversary as the Chief Executive Officer of iDirect this year. I've often asked my satellite industry colleagues, how did you get into this industry? Did you always want to be an astronaut? Did you watch Neil Armstrong longingly when he landed on the moon? When I asked our inductee this question last week, her answer was the one that I hear most often when I ask that question: purely by accident. As CEO of a chemical engineering firm, she managed its acquisition by SAP. Her acute business sense and understanding of highly technical products led her to be recruited by a company she knew nothing about in an industry she didn't know much about, named iDirect. They were looking for a CEO, and was she interested? Then I asked her about her training in engineering. She told me she didn't have any engineering training. She had a degree in accounting, and her training came from working for the head of engineering at a software firm. When she joined iDirect, she took with her her acute business skills and her focus on what needs to get done, rather than on the technology. A factor she attributes to one of the differences between the way men and women think. Her focus on customer value and innovation has translated into great success for iDirect. The company now has a remarkable 57% share of the VSAT hub market and is the leading enterprise TDMA supplier. 8 of the top 10 maritime operators and the top 3 in-flight broadband companies have made iDirect their platform of choice. With HTS technologies on the rise, iDirect also won a major contract to develop Inmarsat's global express ground infrastructure. More important than this, however, is the impact that she and her company have had on human lives. Its cellular backhaul technologies connect the unconnected, and its portable VSAT terminals coordinate disaster relief. Millions of school children connect to the internet through iDirect's VSAT networks. By driving the growth of her business, she has contributed directly to the world's prosperity, understanding, and security. SSPI is proud to induct into the Satellite Hall of Fame the Chief Executive Officer of VT iDirect, Mary Cotton.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm especially honored to receive this award from Susan, who's done so much to get younger professionals truly excited about our industry. It's a real privilege to be in the same company as those like Susan who've dedicated their careers to satellite and to those honorees tonight. I was extremely fortunate to come into satellite in 2007. I was a relative newcomer to the industry on the cusp of such a vibrant era. From the beginning, I believed we were far more applications that satellite could play a critical role, and I could picture a market much bigger than what we were doing at the time. And I imagined a promising path forward from a small niche player to mainstream. I had the good fortune, though, to join a very special organization, iDirect, with smart, dedicated people who not only imagined the path forward, but were well on their way. But how many of us could have imagined the level of stunning, game-changing advances in satellite that we see today? I value the opportunity I've been given to work alongside great satellite champions, inventors and innovators behind these advancements, and so many others, a wonderful community of people. I'm so encouraged by the quality of the new young minds in satellite. It's inspiring to see the next generation of engineers beginning to bring their thinking, enthusiasm, and perspectives into play. I'm quite sure that satellite in 2027 will look a whole lot different than today, but I'm sure they're equally up to the challenge. While exciting technology innovations are the lifeblood of satellite, what's most thrilling is to be part of an industry that the capability to actually improve the welfare of people around the world on so many different levels. When I first started at iDirect a few years after the devastating Haiti earthquakes of January 2010 that claimed the lives of more than 200,000 and demolished the majority of the infrastructure, we had the pleasure of teaming with Newcom International, the recipient of last year's Humanitarian of the Year Award, to bring internet capability and much-needed telemedicine to a 73-bed rural hospital 70 miles from Port-au-Prince, Hospital Sacré-Cœur. It was no quick or easy feat. A subsequent hurricane, flooding, cholera outbreak, and civil unrest hampered the effort, but 7 months later, they were online. In fact, the first test was sending cardiographic information on 7 pediatric pulmonary cases to doctors in the US. To that end, I'd like to take a moment and recognize the many people whose hard work and resilience have made our collective visions a reality, enabling distance medicine, empowering economic growth, advancing education, connecting families, and protecting servicemen and women. It's truly an honor to be recognized within a community dedicated to improving the quality of life through the globalization of communication. Thank you again.